The iPhone 16 lineup is now open to the public, with people getting the devices after pre-ordering. The iPhone 16's new change can be seen at the back of the phone, with the camera layout shifting back to a style that we once saw with the iPhone 11, but just a bit different. So what is new with the iPhone 16? Well, it has a new camera button, and that's pretty much it. That's the whole highlight. Well, for the 16 anyway. The Pro and Pro Max were to get these new Apple Intelligence features, basically Gemini, but for Apple. It was the most important bit, as it was heavily emphasized in the keynote. But here's the funny bit. The phones have launched without Apple Intelligence. They are coming in as an update within a month. Yep, you order a phone to get the full experience within a month, which is just insane to think about. Like, they could not just skip out on this release till they have the Apple Intelligence in order, then release everything at once, or maybe just skip this year, since this whole yearly thing is getting old, especially if you're releasing button while shaking your head that no, it's not a button, in a bid to sound innovative, when actual reviewers are literally saying that it clicks and that it is in fact a button.
So I heard some people saying that this camera button on the iPhone 16 series is not an actual button. Some of them pretty confidently, I might add. So I wanted to put to rest, this is an actual button. If you click on this, you get that tactile feel. You can see it pops up there, the camera. But listen, here's your proof right here. So it does give you a tactile press.
But hey, it's the Apple, whatever trademark they're going to give the thing. Anyway, Apple has gotten boring and less innovative over the years, relying on minor refreshes, with only the chips changing and everything else staying the same. But seems this pandemic is spreading outside the phone lineup, as even other products are getting the same treatment. Let's look at the AirPods Pro Max, which, despite not being talked about for 4 years, Apple's brand new update to the thing is to add the mandatory USB Type-C, and yes, it was in fact mandatory, as it was required by the EU, or else Apple could not sell the thing in the EU region. And yeah, so they added that and some brand new colors. This is especially sad, as the chip is not getting any new upgrade, and these two things are the only things that are changing with the AirPods Pro Max. Now, the Apple Watch 10. This was a device that had leaks and rumors of a huge redesign and a huge refresh to the device. I believe we even had renders which showed like it was going to change from like a squircle to I think a circle or something like that. I'm going to put a picture. So people were hyped to see how it will officially look, since it was going to be the 10th generation, which is a huge milestone to gain. Surely Apple would make something cool, right? Nope, Apple went on stage to show the same old design and calling it a brand new design, which is honestly absurd. So this means that this, being the all new design, is going to be what we are basically stuck with for the next few years or even a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, the all new design. It's honestly mind-boggling how boring Apple has become. I remember the X and 11 being some great shifts to the status quo, but I guess we will get that with the iPhone 20 for now. This is what we are stuck with the stovetop camera layout and the boxy design. Now, do not get me wrong, the design is pretty good and clean, but sticking to one design for a good part of 10 generations is honestly absurd and sad. But who am I to talk when I use a Samsung and they're already fighting their own identity crisis, not knowing whether to become Apple or to be their own thing. Meanwhile, all their lineups are static in design. So I honestly can't rag on Apple too much here, cause my home is definitely not in order. I know I say all this, but the diehards have already placed orders and many more people are fighting for spots to get the thing. So it does appeal to some people, so why change? It's what gave them the $1 trillion valuation anyway. I mean, I know people put Steve Jobs on a pedestal, but man, that guy deserved it. He brought innovation in a field we would never have thought of.
Apple's strategy is really simple. What we want to do is we want to put an incredibly great computer in a book that you can carry around with you, that you can learn how to use in 20 minutes. We don't know how to do that now. It's impossible technically. So we had 3 options. One was to do nothing. The second one was to put a piece of garbage computer in a book. And we can do that, but our competitors are doing that, so we don't need to do that. The third option was to design the computer that we want to put into the book eventually, even though we can't put it into the book now. And right now, it fits in a bread box, and it's $10,000, and it's called Lisa. The next thing we will do is we will find a way to put it in a shoebox and sell it for like $2,500. And that'll be the next step. And finally, we'll find a way to get it in a book and sell it for under $1,000.
He made Apple what it was, and he deserves all the appreciation, him and his team. Now Apple is just not innovative and has become boring and dull while asking for top dollar prices. With $1,000, I can get a PC and even have some changeover for some Android. Hell, iPhones here get in the 6 digits, which is wild to me, and people still flock to buy them, despite having cases of people being sold refurbs as new phones.
Here's a Starlight iPhone 13, yeah? Plugged it in, but it's reading that it's product red, meaning that this phone was bought brand new, product red, refurbished and packaged into a Starlight, boxed and sold, because this was an unboxed brand new phone sold by iPhone Street. If you have any sense, just avoid these guys or go waste your money there. Don't say I didn't warn you. These guys will only respond when you ask for a sales question, but when you ask for support why your device you bought is not working vizuri, nothing. Here's the verification report. Yeah, look, product red. This is not a red phone. Okay, number 2, secondly, this battery has been charged 645 times. You guy, the owner of this phone charges her phone once a day. Since 2 months from now, once a day, that's like 60 days. Even if you went to 100 days, there's no way that is going to equate to 645 times.
Yes, refurbished devices were being sold as new with new device prices. Crazy stuff, I tell you. And to think that someone does not know how to check if their device is refurbished is honestly sad to think about, and shows that we need digital literacy more than ever in this day and age. I honestly can't really hate on Apple that much because they really have it all. They have some good design, good features, great cameras, great videography, great videos, just everything is awesome with their phone. But over the time, these yearly updates have nothing to offer, and so seeing people flock to get the newest and latest iPhone, it just doesn't make sense to me. If you're not a reviewer, I don't see the point of you going out to get the latest iPhone 16 Pro Max, Ultra, I don't know what. But it depends with the person, and most of the people who are even buying these phones do not even utilize the full features. Like, you'll even be hard pressed to ask them, hey, do you know what 4K is? Do you know what 4K 60 is? They literally can't tell you. So what are you really paying for when you're spending $1,000 on a phone that you're just going to use to scroll Snapchat, scroll Instagram, scroll Facebook, maybe use it to avoid the whole green bubble thing, which I think it's a huge thing in America. Like, I don't get it. I don't really understand it. Why can't you just use a simple phone for like $400, $500 at most? Yeah, you get the same features and you don't have to break the bank. Like, you'll literally have some people who will go into debt just to get the latest iPhone, which they don't even utilize to the fullest of its capabilities, which is just strange to me. I never really got it, but I guess over in America, people have spending money, so hey, to each their own. But yeah, that's just my thoughts anyway. So, what do you think? What is your thoughts on the state of Apple? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are your thoughts? With that said, subscribe and like the video, and see you soon. Goodbye.